Hello guys, today in this video, we are going to help you to find out the best telephoto lenses in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 10. Nikon Z70-200mm f2.8 VRS. The Nikon Z6 and Z7 are excellent mirrorless full-frame cameras, but the most impressive thing about the system overall is the razor-sharp image quality delivered by Nikon's Z-mount S-line lenses. The 70-200mm f2.8 hits new heights, thanks to a premium optical design that includes two aspherical elements, one fluorite element, no less than 6 ED elements and an SR element. AR&EO coat and nano crystal coat are also applied to minimize ghosting and flare. Other highlights include hugely effective 5.5 stop optical VR and super-fast yet virtually silent autofocus system. Everything's wrapped up in a solid, weather-sealed casing with a fluorine coating on the front element. Dual customizable lens function buttons and a customizable control ring enhance handling. Although typical of 70-200mm f2.8mm lenses, it's quite big and heavy. Number 9. Nikon ZDX 50-250mm f4.5 to 6.3 VR. Despite its powerful, effective zoom range of 75 to 375 mm in full-frame terms, this DX format is particularly compact and lightweight, ideally matched to the diminutive Nikon Z50 mirrorless camera body. Part of the weight saving comes from a plastic rather than metal mounting plate, but the overall build still feels pretty sturdy. A retractable design enables a compact stowage size, as also featured in its ZDX 16-50mm stablemate. Both have a relatively slow f6.3 aperture rating at the long end of the zoom range, but the Telephoto Zoom's highly efficient 5-stop stabilizer helps to keep things steady. Ideal for shooting movies as well as stills, autofocus is virtually silent and the customizable control ring enables silent, stepless aperture control as well as alternative functions. Number 8. Olympus M. Zuiko Digital ED 40-150mm f2.8 Pro. This telephoto zoom lens for micro four thirds system cameras provides an angle of view equivalent to an 80-300mm lens used on a 35mm format camera and sports a constant f2.8 maximum aperture throughout the zoom range. The lens is also moisture and dust resistant and is available from around £1,300. The fact that the Olympus M. Zuiko Digital ED 40-150mm f2.8 Pro offers a unique zoom range, whilst maintaining a fast f2.8 throughout, makes this lens very appealing, and that's even without mentioning its great build quality and performance. For the most part, it handles well too, thanks to its robust build and relatively lightweight and compact size. Although, it's worth noting that it still may be a little large for use with the smallest micro four thirds bodies. Number 7. Nikon AFP 70-300mm f4.5-5.6 EED VR. Nikon's full-frame compatible 70-300mm lenses have been highly regarded since the heyday of 35mm film cameras, but this latest edition is by far the best yet. Compared with the previous version, the 4.5 stop stabilizer adds 2 full stops of effectiveness and gains Nikon's more recent sport mode, while the stepping motor-based autofocus system is both faster and practically silent in operation. The lens also gains an electromagnetically controlled aperture diaphragm, which enables greater exposure consistency when shooting in rapid continuous drive. However, the autofocus system and aperture mechanism make the lens incompatible with some older Nikon DSLRs, including the D3000 and D5000. Image quality is super sharp for this class of telephoto zoom, making it a great lightweight choice for both DX and FX format SLRs, as well as for mirrorless Z-series cameras via an FTZ mount adapter. Number 6. Sigma 500mm f4DG OS HSM Sports. Playing Nikon and Canon at their own game, Sigma has come up with a hugely impressive telephoto prime that undercuts the price of the manufacturer's own brand versions. The Sigma 500mm f4DG OS HSM Sports is a tank, big and heavy, but with features and image quality to match. Its autofocusing is blisteringly quick, and it produces images that are beautifully sharp, aided by the optical stabilizer. In short, it's basically everything a sports shooter could want, so much so in fact that it's a shame you can't get it in a native mirrorless mount for Sony or L mount. Regardless, if you shoot with a Nikon, Canon or even Sigma camera, this is one of the best value sports lenses you can get. Number 5. Canon RF 100-400mm f5.6-8 IS USM compact and lightweight for a super telephoto zoom. The Canon RF 100-400mm f5.6-8 IS USM looks and feels very much like shooting with a classic 70-300mm lens on an APS-C format camera. Naturally though, it's designed for EOS R series full-frame bodies, on which it's an excellent fit, making for a slimline and easily manageable overall package. Autofocus is super fast, image stabilization is highly effective and image quality is highly impressive in all respects, with the caveat that sharpness drops off noticeably when combining close focusing distances with the longest zoom setting. The aperture rating of f8 at the long end of the zoom range might be a bit slower than some might like, but that's the price you pay for the conveniently downsized design. Number 4. Canon RF 70-200mm f4L is USM only slightly bigger than a RF 24-105mm f4 standard zoom. The Canon RF 70-200mm f4L is USM is an incredibly compact telephoto zoom lens. Weighing just 695 g and no bigger than a can of Coke when collapsed, it is about the same length as the Canon EF 70-200mm f4L is 2 USM when fully extended. Just like the f2.8L version above, the RF 70-200mm f4L is USM enjoys Canon's floating mechanism dual nano USM system that provides high-speed AF that's ideal for both stills and video. It's a shame that it's not compatible with the Canon Extender RF 1.4X and Canon Extender RF 2X, as the protrusions of these teleconverters will not physically fit, but it will deliver 5 stops of compensation when used on non-IBIS bodies like the Canon EOS R and Canon EOS RP. Even better is when you mount the lens on either the Canon EOS R5 and Canon EOS R6, though, as it offers 7.5 stops of stabilization. Number 3. Canon RF 70-200mm f2.8L is USM bucking the trend for 70-200mm lenses. This new zoom for Canon EOS R series cameras has an inner barrel that extends as you sweep through the zoom range. It has a tough, weather-sealed build befitting its expensive price tag. The telescoping nature of the construction naturally enables a more compact stowage size, and the lens is also comparatively lightweight at just 1070 g. For the sake of comparison, Sigma's 70-200mm f2.8 for SLRs weighs 1805 g. Performance is exceptional, with lightning-fast autofocus driven by dual nano USM actuators and triple-mode 5-stop optical stabilization. Sharpness is amazing throughout the entire zoom range, even when shooting wide open at f2.8. Number 2. Sigma 70-200mm f2.8 DG OSHSM Canon's own brand EF 70-200mm f2.8L is 3 USM is a favorite with professional photographers all over the world, but we prefer this direct competitor from Sigma. It's similarly sturdy, with a magnesium alloy barrel and a full set of weather seals, and boasts an optical path that includes no less than 11 top-performance FLD elements. Dual autofocus modes are available, giving priority to autofocus or manual override respectively. Focus on hold buttons are built into the barrel, the action of which can be switched with some of Canon's upmarket cameras. There are also 2 switchable custom modes which you can set up with Sigma's optional USB dock, for adjusting the likes of autofocus speed and the distance of the range limiter, as well as how visual the stabilization effect is in the viewfinder. Speaking of which, the stabilizer is slightly more effective than in the Canon lens. The only downsides are that the Sigma is a bit bigger and heavier than most 70-200mm f2.8 lenses, and only the tripod foot is detachable rather than the whole mounting ring. Number 1. Canon EF 70-300mm f4-5.6 IS2 USM Canon makes a pretty good EFS 55-250mm f4-5.6 IS STM telephoto zoom for its APS-C format SLRs. It's compact and lightweight at 70x111mm and 375 g. Measuring 80x146mm and weighing 710 g, This full-frame compatible lens is naturally larger and nearly twice the weight, but, for our money, it's more than twice as good. As well as having more powerful telephoto reach, equivalent to 480mm in full terms, it boasts a super-fast nano USM autofocus system, a more effective image stabilizer, and delivers sharper image quality. As a handling highlight, it also has an in-barrel information screen with an adjacent button for cycling through multiple modes. It's our favorite telephoto zoom for APS-C format SLRs and also makes a great compact, budget telephoto for full-frame Canon cameras, including EOS R series mirrorless models via a mount adapter.